Hello and welcome to Shaw's Creative Stamping. I'm Tony Shaw and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Sayre, Pennsylvania. Today I'd like to show you how to do some quick and easy cards that are monochromatic using our 2022-2024 InColors. So I'm going to move some of this stuff aside so we can get started. First thing that we're going to start with today is our card base. And our card base is using the Parakeet Party 8.5 across, 5.5 down, and scored down the center at 4 1/4. As you take your cardstock and fold it over, you want to match up your corners and press it, and you can use your bone folder to give it a nice crisp edge. Putting that aside, we're going to take our 6x6 designer paper. This is our 2022-2024 InColors, and we need two pieces. One for the inside of our card and one for the top of the card. So in order to maximize your space on here, we're going to take our trimmer, and I'm going to put it sideways just so you can see it. And to the side of our cutting blade, you can measure up to 1.5 inches. We're going to find the 3/4 inch mark, and we're going to cut that down. So I have a 3/4 inch strip, and that I have the rest of the paper. So this is 5 1/4 now. So I want to turn it this way and find the 4-inch mark so that we end up with a 4 by 5 1/4 piece of paper, leaving us a 2-inch strip that we're going to show you a card later how to use. This 3/4 inch strip is going to be a little bit too long, but once we get our insert, which we're going to do next, the insert is 4 by 5 1/4, just like the front panel is. And we're going to add our little strip onto that to help decorate the inside of our card. We're going to use our stamping seal and just put a little strip of glue down the edge and line up our paper right with the corners and edge of our insert basic white cardstock. By pressing that flat, we'll take our little snip scissors, flip it over to the back, and just cut off our little piece. And this is all we're not using from that 6x6 designer paper. As we take our card base back, we're going to open up and we're going to adhere our card insert into the base using our stamping seal and line that up so it kind of picture frames the inside of the card. And that's it for the inside. Because I chose to use Just a Note, which is coming from our Go-To Greetings. This is a $1 million set from Sandy Hartka, and it has a great variety of different fonts with a lot of your literally go-to greetings that we like to put on our cards. And today I chose Just a Note for the front of these cards. So therefore, I kept the inside blank so I can write a note to whoever's getting this card. With that said, we're going to adhere our 4 by 5 1/4 inch designer series paper panel to the front of our card base, letting the designer paper literally do most of the card front for us. I took our decorative circle punch, and with that, I have punched out 2 circles, one in the Parakeet Party, which is the InColor, and one in basic white. And using the Parakeet Party ink, I stamped Just a Note. With that, I took the Parakeet Party color of our 1/8 inch metallic ribbon, and I took 2 10-inch strands and made a nice little bow with that. And taking our glue dots, I'm going to pop this right on the front of the designer, of the little decorative circle. Using dimensionals on the back of our white sentiment piece, I'm going to pop up the sentiment on top of the other cardstock decorative circle. And then using our multi-purpose glue, I'm going to adhere that to the front of the card, right in the center. And then, of course, what's a card without bling? So I'm taking the 2022-2024 InColor Matted Dots. I'm going to go for the Parakeet Party, taking the putty edge of our Take Your Pick tool. And I'm going to put a little dot, okay, wants to run away from me, right down on the center. And then taking two little ones to pop on either side of that dot. And therefore we have a nice little trio. Remember, everything looks good when it's in groups of odd numbers, and 3 seems to be the popular one. And therefore we have our Parakeet Party card made and all done. So let me bring in the other colors of the InColors that I also made. And this is the Orchid Oasis. We have Starry Sky, Sweet Sorbet, and Tahitian Tide. And then remember I told you about that little 2-inch strip? This time I flipped it over because both sides of our designer paper is so amazing. I took the Go-To greeting and I used thank you this time. And I just used some basic white cardstock, and I used our Dragonflies punch. And with that, I popped up little dragonflies on the front of the card with a little thank you, using, again, monochromatic style here. We have the Orchid Oasis, Parakeet Party, Starry Sky, Sweet Sorbet, and Tahitian Tide. I'd like you to give me a thumbs up if you would to help me out. I'm at Shaw's Creative Stamping on Facebook. And please feel free to use this information and create some of your own cards using either the InColors or whatever designer paper you have. They're quick and easy layouts, a lot of fun. You can substitute the dragonflies with other punches if you need to. If you don't have them, if you don't have the decorative circle punch, you could either, of course, purchase any of these from me on my online store, or you can use another label, use what you have. I hope you enjoyed this video, and thanks again for joining me, and go and be a happy stamper. Thanks again.